Alright, here's the tour. If you need more convincing or something about how cool Space Engineers is. It's the main hangar of the manufacturing ship. No, I did not make this ship. I adapted it. There were these walls here that for some reason the ship came with that I pulled out, so I could have easier access for my ships. You see here my two original creations. It's the mining ship right there. Nuclear reactors. Gas tanks, basically. This is the pickup truck, basically. It's a cargo box on with thrusters attached to it, basically. 3 independent cargo containers there. Ship's main reactor. Can't really do anything in there. And over here, you hear from the sound, we have the main manufacturing room. It's the gravity generator, medical bay, refinery, and lots of giant cargo containers that are all connected together by these blocks right here, the conveyors. Connect this entire network. So the refiners refine stuff, dumps them into the cargo containers, and then the assemblers you see here can pull from those cargo containers when I put production orders in. That's the emergency reactor. Learn my lesson the hard way. Never have all of your refined uranium in the main reactor, because if it runs out, you're basically screwed. So have a backup reactor that's switched off, or has some refined uranium sitting somewhere else, just anywhere other than inside the reactor. Let's head up here. Upper level, more cargo containers, access to the assemblers. Go up here. Try that again. Yep. This is the hallway to the command area. And this is what the ship looks like. It's pretty big. I'm not quite sure what this front section is for yet. I think they plan to be able to do docking with this, so you'll be able to pull up at the side of a station and engage these gray things you here see are magnetic docking clamps. So I think the idea is you'll be able to dock on the station using those clamps, and then the conveyor blocks that you see there on either top will be able to attach to the station's conveyor system. So you'll be able to pull stuff in or out of the station, or put stuff in or whatever. And all those platinum, nickel, gold things there, that's the ship's ore detector you're seeing there. Telling me there's a bunch of stuff in that asteroid I haven't mined. Weapons are offline. You can see the missile launcher there. Gatling gun back there. They're non-functional at this point. They don't target or shoot anything, so there's really no point in having them on. Yeah, you see the big thrusters there. The ship it's got 19 hours of fuel right now with the refineries turned on, and a lot less if you're firing the thrusters, but you don't fire the thrusters that often. Alright. And let's head back out. This hallway right here is just exterior access. Back door of the ship. You can see from a different view from what we were just looking at. So yeah, right now this is a survivor map, so there's just like Minecraft, there's survival and creative. Creative obviously have unlimited resources, and survival you have very limited resources. Which is why right now both of my refineries are running, and you can see it's refining nickel ore right now. Also doing some platinum, silicon, magnesium powder, which is useful in explosives. This is basically how you control your ship. Anywhere you see one of these little command panels, or whatever you want to call them, control panels, you can control almost the entire ship. The only thing you can't do from anywhere on the ship is fly it. You have to actually go up to the pilot's chair up there to actually fly the ship. But every other function you can run from here. So I go in here, and I find the main reactor. And now the ship's offline. So I just turn the main reactor off. All the lights go off, gravity turns off. So I'm now on my jetpack, and the refinery's shut down. Let's turn it back on. This I'm hoping they're going to fix because I don't need every single light to be listed. I hope you'll be able to group those at some point. And power's back on. Now we turn the jetpack off because we have gravity again. Gravity generators are very interesting. They kind of generate gravity on a plane based on how the gravity generator is placed. So, as you can see, from the control panel here, it's oriented so that this is up, basically. If it was rotated 45 degrees or 90 degrees left or right, up would be like this or this. It all depends on how the gravity generator is placed. So, because it's placed like this, this is up and down when you don't have your jetpack turned on. Jetpack has the magical ability to cancel out gravity somehow, so you can do silly stuff like this, even though you're in a gravity environment. Then you fall on your head and rotate over when you turn it off. Let's see, yep, that's the pickup truck there. You saw what the cockpit on the bigger ship is basically just a third-person view. On the small ships like this, you have a third-person view or you have a cockpit view. So you can go either or on the small ships. There are basically three classes of ships. There's the large ships, which that thing over there and this are. There's the small ships, which are these right here. And then there are stations, which that platform over there technically is, although I'm working on disassembling it. And that you do from here. You see new ship, small ship, large ship, all that fun stuff. This is all the items in the game. That's the extent of it so far. You have your basic blocks, your corridors, your interior blocks, staircases, doors, chest-high walls, if you want to pretend it's a shooter. Cargo blocks, conveyors, connectors are going to be, I think, how they do station docking. I have not played with those yet, so it may be implemented already. I just haven't really played with those. So it might be a way to actually dock stuff. Artificial mass, if you just want to add mass without having to add a whole bunch of blocks. Rotors, you can have rotating stuff. You got wheels now, so you can build ground vehicles. Warheads, decoys, various stuff. Refineries you saw. Lights, spotlights. I just little spotlights on my cargo ship there so it can really light up an area. The green there on the clamps tells you that it's docked to the ship, so it won't move around. There are limits to that. There are physical restraints to that. You can't dock a really big ship with another really big ship, or they'll probably just tear each other apart when you start moving. But, you know, lighter ships like this and a big massive ship like this are not a problem. And I can show you part of the reason for that over here. There's a lot of physics and destructible stuff in this game. You see, when I was landing, I fired the thrusters and they blew a giant hole right in the platform, which is kind of cool. Also, the ship is very heavy, so when it touched down, it really put a big dent in the platform, which I'm not going to fix because I'm planning to tear this platform down anyway. Actually planning to tear down this whole ship. These two ships are random ships. I have that turned on, so you can have random ships appear. There aren't any out there right now. Occasionally they show up and you can go out there and capture them. They're going to be a lot harder to capture once the weapons work, so that's something to think about. I'm going to tear this down at some point. That's kind of the idea. You can capture it, tear it down, or do what I did with this one and modify it to your liking. The exterior of the ship is mostly the same. I did some modifications in the interior and added a few blocks to the conveyor system, which you can see from down here. I added these back here for the refineries because the refineries weren't connected to the network, because the ship didn't have assemblers to begin with, so I guess they figured you wouldn't need it. So yeah, you mine like in Minecraft, except you mine in asteroids. You can kind of see where I've been doing some mining here. My suit light's on, there we go. This is all hand drilling in here. That's how I built the first ship, the mining ship. It's all hand drilling. There's a bigger hole around here somewhere. If I can find it. There's another hole. These rocks, you think you would be able to find your mining holes fairly easily, because these rocks, well, they aren't technically very big. They are still fairly big if you're floating around them. That's not it, is it? No, that's not it. Nope, there's a random ship that just showed up over there. That's what happens, you get a little beacon. That's what that thing on top of the mining ship there, where it says manufacturing ship, that's being generated by a beacon. You can turn that on or off, so you have a waypoint or not. I guess if you're doing PvP, you'd run without beacons, so people would have to find you, and that might be a little difficult. Space is big. Now I can't find it now, so what I'll do is I will just demonstrate how this thing works. Be careful, you don't want to slam into anything. You will take damage if you slam into the ship at high speed. It's a very physical game. Alright, so let me hop in here, power up the ship. 20 days of fuel for just sitting here idle. 34 days technically. Alright, so unlock the docking clamp, thrust up a little bit, and out we go. It's all Newtonian physics. Right now I have the inertial dampers turned on, so it will cancel out any inertia I have. But if you turn those off, it's fully Newtonian. You can thrust in one direction and then flip the ship around and still be flying in that direction backwards. That's one way it works. Alright, so let's get some iron. So line up the ship. There we go, I'm pressed up against the rock, and we turn the drill on. Yeah, it becomes a bucket Bronco. It can be difficult to control when you're mining. Thrust down a little bit. Back into it. And those pauses are the game's saving. It's kind of rough when it does that. You'll notice some rocks flying off when you're mining. The drill generally will absorb most of it. You don't have to worry, it's got its own little cargo container. I have to back out on occasion because the drill head's not quite big enough for the whole ship to fit in. Some people in the video. There we go. And I see the colors changing. That's the iron that's up ahead of me. Generally the ore is represented by a accurate, scientifically accurate color, so iron is very rusty red. Gold is gold, silver is silver. uranium's kind of a black color. It's ore form. That's probably enough. Should turn it off so I can actually control the ship. Back out of the hole. So we made a nice little hole right there. Let's see what we pulled in. It's almost 6,000 kilograms of stone and about 2.8 kilograms of iron. So what I usually do after I've done this is I head over here, get up close to one of the external access panels here. The ship is kind of built with the cargo containers are actually a structural part of the ship. And then I hop out and forget to turn my jetpack on. Within the gravity field of the ship, that will happen. So the idea here is I can now just flip back and forth between the two without a problem. I need to experiment with connectors to see if it's possible to dock a ship up next to a connector. So that would be handy. And just transfer back and forth like so. And that's more or less the extent of Space Engineers right now. I don't know if there's more to the game. I haven't explored a whole heck of a lot of it, but you can definitely build some interesting creations as far as ships go. But that seems to be the bulk of the game now, is just building ships and stations, which would be more interesting if it had rooms and a roof and stuff. But yeah, anyway, I'm ending this video here.